Hey folks. So here's a fun one for you. I was on a job not too terribly long ago, and they had some very interesting hiring practices. So this was a large project, pretty big one, and there was a lot of security clearance that needed to be accounted for. So they had a security contractor out there, and when you think of a security guard, I'm sure a few things probably come to mind. I typically think of somebody who's probably pretty physically fit, maybe ex-military, ex-law enforcement, some sort of gym bro type person, something to that effect. Of course, I know there is the typical donut cop, rent-a-cop, big fat overweight one, but still somebody with a little bit of physical capability to some degree or some sort of level of intimidation to them. But like I said, this construction group and this security group and all these people involved, they had some interesting selections for their security guards. So at this place, they had a kind of a mix of different kinds of people, but it seemed to be at least 3/4 of those that they hired were younger adults from about the age of 18 to 21. And they were all from, and please forgive me, I can't remember exactly which. I know one of the countries was Somalia, but there were other countries in that region, that part of the world involved there. But most of these were all young adults straight out of high school from Somalia. Not a single one of these young people, and bless their hearts, they were all usually pretty sweet, most of them were pretty kind, but there was not a single one probably that weighed over 130 pounds soaking wet. Granted, some of them were pretty tall, some of them were 6 foot plus, but they were all this big around. And they would hire on, and I'd ask them, "Oh, hey, what are you hiring in for?" "Oh, yes, I am going to be a security specialist." Like you're going to study some things, something. "Oh, no, I will be a security guard." Okay. And they would come in with these traditional outfits, which I'm sure come in handy in a desert sort of environment or whatever the place that they come from, I'm sure it was. But they would come in these long flowing gowns and robes and things, and they're going to do security work in this. Now, granted, maybe there's some sort of religious sort of thing as to why they feel they need to wear these garments, but I'm thinking to myself, you're a 19-year-old young woman that's straight out of high school that's moved over to another country where you barely speak, let alone read or write the language of this other country you've moved to. And you're going to be a security guard for a high-risk construction project, and you're going to be running after these people wearing all this outfit and this drapery, and you're not going to trip and fall. And even if you do get to this person, what are you going to physically do with them? You don't even have a weapon. So, and perhaps I'm just a narrow-minded individual that does not know any better, but I just kind of think that is a very odd choice for a security team. But it was mostly all people from overseas that were under the age, at least under the age of 25, that were definitely not physically intimidating and were wearing lots of large garments that would seem rather encumbersome if they had to apprehend a suspect. Anyway, just random stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll holler at you soon.